So a real short video on the FX737 13-channel analog input card. We're going to run the installer for the setup program. Setup program is used to configure the channels on the card. This is the configuration program, and these are the slaves that it can communicate to. It saves the different settings so you don't have to go back and reconfigure them. It saves them into a file. These are the serial port settings of the PC that we use to communicate to the card. All of the channels go into Modbus address 40,001 through 40,013, as you can see right here. The channels can be 4 to 20 or 0 to 20. They can be enabled or disabled. Disabled won't make the program run any quicker, but it may cut down on some noise if you had some noise on a line. Each channel pair, 1 and 2, can be differential, so this could be positive and this can be negative. The results of channel 1 are put into its location, and the results of channel 2 are channel 2 minus channel 1, which gives the differential. If we do I'm going to put 12 milliamps on the card on channel 1. And if we do a read of the card, we see there's channel 1. This reset button issues a reset, sets all the boards back to factory default. So if you're 485, be careful, because it's going to set the card back to its default slave ID of 247. So if you did a reset, all would be set back to 247, and you would have to remove them from the loop or do something to individually configure them. The boards can have a varying baud rate. 9600 is the default. Response delay is the delay in responding to the Modbus messages. This is a way just to throttle it. Sample smoothing is what kind of smoothing you want, a moving average of the channel. Offset is a positive or negative number you add to each raw channel. This takes care of differences in voltages between the reference voltage and the source voltage. When we do a read the board, when we issue a read, it reads the board, gets all of its settings. So you see, if we change this to like 0 to 20 and then issue a read, they go back to 4 to 20. When you issue a write to the board, the board will acknowledge it, but the board actually isn't using those settings until you cycle power or hit the reset button. Even if you did a read, it would return the settings that are stored in memory but not what's being used. So after a write, always be sure to cycle power or hit the reset button. There's a trend to show you the different channels. So right now none of the channels are configured. So I'm going to put 12 milliamps on channel 2. And there's channel 2. And here's channel 13. Here's channel 13. Here's channel 8. So you can trend these, you can changes, you can look at. I'm pushing the up and down arrow key right now. You can see the different values. The track slave selection changes the COM port baud rate to whatever the slave is. So if you're going to configure slave number 8 and it happened to be at 1200, this would track. It would open and close the channel at 1200 to communicate with the card. That's pretty much it.